Hi, I'm Jamie with Fastline Marketing Group. I'm the content creation manager, and today we're interviewing Mixley, who is our Facebook ads expert. Thank you for meeting with me today, Mixley.
I'm Mixley, and I am the paid social manager here at Fastline, and I'm happy to speak with you today.
Let's go ahead and jump on into it. Today we're talking about Facebook ads. Our first questions was, I boosted a post once and got a few likes and 0 customers. Why would this be any different?
Boosting is just promoting a post. What we do is create full funnel campaigns from beginning to end, targeting exactly the customer that you want to target, targeting demographics, geos, and customer behavior interest to be able to hit client goals on what we're targeting. Promoting boosted posts is kind of just boosting a single content ad without knowing what it will do by boosting.
So when you're boosting a post, you're pretty much just taking a post that you already made that's not really an ad, and you're making it to where anybody can see it. And then when you do an ad, it's more targeted and you're selecting the groups that you want to see it. Isn't this just like handing my money over to Facebook and hoping for the best?
No. We control every aspect of the ad when it comes to targeting people's behaviors, people's interests, demographics, age, and anywhere and anything that a customer is interested in, we will be targeting.
Instead of just going and picking a large group, you're choosing it based off of specific criteria to make sure that the people who do see it are more actively searching for whatever it is that the ad is selling. My customers are farmers. Can you even reach them with ads, or am I paying to show up in front of the wrong people?
Yes, we use location behavior and website visitors, such as customer lists, to be able to target those farmers. Here at Fastline, we actually utilize our customer list of people who have visited Fastline and people who have actually been interested in specific products in Fastline to be able to retarget those and use for your ad.
Fastline Marketing Group uses the audience they've already built with Fastline, and they use that information to help and target people who are more likely to be interested in the ads.
Exactly.
Very cool. How is what you do different from the boost button I already tried?
Boosting promotes content. So you could be showing your ad to anybody if you don't know who you're targeting. Not to mention creative direction. When we launch campaigns and ads, we make sure that the ad is specifically targeted towards people who we know they're going to see. Therefore, we want to target that or have that creative be very specific to what we want that customer to see.
Will this work for my business? I sell big ticket equipment and parts, not stuff people are buying on a whim. Do ads even make sense for that?
Absolutely. Most buyers research before they buy, and we want to make sure that ad is in front of them as they're doing that research. Research can be anywhere from social to Google. So as long as your name is in front of their face whenever they are researching that product or service, they can come back to you and recognize that name and product/service to be able to purchase from you.
Okay, so Facebook ads, they don't just sell a product, they help boost your brand and keep you relevant, keep you in front of the
Absolutely.
people that want to buy from you. If you are a dealer or a local shop and the people that you're targeting are mainly just in your area with Facebook ads, can you target only those specific areas and not outside of those areas?
Absolutely. We can do both. If you are a local only in Louisville and want to target only Louisville, we can absolutely only keep it into a tight, small space of people who we're targeting in that area. And or if you're someone who knows that people travel in a lot to your area, we can target those travelers as well.
For Fastline Marketing Group, I know that we have gotten our bread and butter from working in ag, but we've been branching outside of ag. Does that work for companies outside of ag too?
Yep, absolutely. We can target any industry anywhere.
Do Facebook ads still work for older customers?
Yes, Facebook still has a strong usage among ag producers anyways, if not the best platform to be able to target those older demographics. If we want to dabble into Google, they partner with a lot of websites to be able to target older demographics if they are on those websites as well.
Okay. How does the targeting work? Can you really show my ads to just farmers near me, or does everybody in the state see them?
No, we can only show the ad only to the specific area that you want your ads to be shown in. We can go as far as a building, a mile, a radius, a city slash counties, to states and or nationwide.
So you could really target whomever you want, wherever they're located. And how specific can you get? Are you looking at where they are, what they farm, and what they're shopping for?
For recommendations on where and how you should target, we look at all those different types of stats. So let's say you are located in Louisville. We're able to see how far someone wants to travel to come to your local dealership slash business. And off of those stats, we give you the recommended radius slash county list to target. We wouldn't want to give you somewhere where customers are not going to want to drive from to come and purchase something from your business.
What stops my budget from getting wasted on people who would never buy anyway?
Yeah, so we don't target people that you don't want to target anyways. Therefore, Facebook will not spend on those audiences to begin with. You're not overspending, underspending on something that you don't want to spend on. That's where we come in and make sure that we are only targeting the specific audiences that we need to target. So you're not wasting your own money.
How much do I need to spend for this to actually do anything?
It depends on your market and goals. Somebody can be targeting nationwide, therefore will need a bigger spend budget, or you could be very local, very small, and you don't need as big of a budget as a person who needs to go nationwide. It really depends on goals, your market, and the geo you want to target.
Is there a minimum spend that I'd have to spend to get results?
No, not at all. There's no minimum spend to get results. If anything, it's beneficial that if you're hesitant, to start small so you can see the performance and the data and the stats that are coming in to determine if you want to keep going or add on top of what you already saw.
Do I pay you and pay Facebook, or how does that work?
Yes, you pay a management fee and you pay Facebook as well.
And the part that I pay Facebook, is that the per the click price?
Correct. You pay per click.
So that price could vary depending on what I'm targeting.
Yes, exactly.
What keeps me from blowing through my budget with nothing to show for it?
You set the budget, and that budget is capped no matter what, whether it be daily or monthly. You will never overspend with that exact budget that you are setting for yourself. We monitor pacing for that reason, and we monitor performance throughout the week and throughout the month for that reason as well.
That's good to know. It sounds like you guys got their backs and make sure that they don't overspend.
Yeah.
Can I start small and turn it up if it's working?
Absolutely. And 9 times out of 10, that's exactly what we end up doing anyways. Client sees that we're getting results off of the small spend, and then we recommend to amp up to see more results in more performance slash data coming in.
What do the ads even look like? And who actually makes the ads? Because if I'm a busy business owner, I don't really have time to make my ads.
Right. We handle the strategy, setup, and creative process all from day one all the way until the campaign ends. So we give creative direction, we give strategy direction, and we obviously execute all the above starting from that day one.
What's the difference between the strategy and the creative? Are they not the same thing?
They are somewhat the same thing. Strategy is who we are targeting. Creative is making that ad specifically to the people who we are targeting. It goes hand in hand.
The creative part is designing the visual to draw in the people that you are attracting with the strategy.
Exactly. Yes.
You mentioned showing ads to people who already visited my website. How does that work?
Yeah, we are able to collect whether people visit your website, whether people visited Fastline website for your specific product, if your product is listed on Fastline, and then take that audience group and be able to use it for our upcoming ads and or your current ad that's already running. We can also segment this retargeting group by interests and behaviors if we want to dial it down that far.
Can ads actually drive calls or bring more customers into my store, or is it still all online?
We can do both. If you want in-store visits, we can absolutely gear the ad to make sure It's only for in-store visits, and or both. If you also want calls, we can gear ads to be able to get to that goal of getting as much calls as possible. Again, this goes back to targeting. We can do it the radius as small as a building/mile if you only want people around your area to walk into your store, or we reach that out a little bit more depending on how far people want to drive. We look at all those stats and we determine that and we target those.
And how does this tie into my online store and the rest of my marketing?
It full funnel strategy. It ties into everything. Ads are very important to be able to be the first thing the customer sees. Then it's your website that they land on. You want to make sure that that's also very optimized to what you want the customer to do. And all of that gets wrapped into an ad marketing strategy on what's the best strategy to go about a customer purchasing or calling or in-store visit as much as possible, obviously being qualified. And we work through all of that to optimize and make it a full funnel marketing strategy.
How do you actually know it's working and not just burning money?
You'll have reporting to prove all those stats. So reporting shows clicks, impressions, click-through rate, the amount of phone calls you got, the amount of in-store visits you got. We're able to track every single metric that you can think of to see if the ad is actually working or not.
Now, how do I use that information to know if it actually improved my sales? Is there something that I would need to do on my end to know that I made X amount of dollars from what I spent on my marketing?
Yes. Most of the time, clients have a CRM where you are able to track just organic calls or organic leads coming into you. And with that, you're able to see the paid leads and paid phone calls that are coming in. We're able to track that on our end, obviously, but on our end, you're only able to see what you're paying for. So even if you don't have a CRM, you're still able to determine if the ad is performing well, knowing that the dollars that you put in result in an X amount of calls or X amount of leads. And if you're making more money than putting in, then you know it's working.
How can you tell what a lead or a sale costs me, not just how many people clicked?
We track those metrics off of formulas too. So we're quickly able to see if the $5 that you put in towards a campaign brought you a $3 phone call. Again, because Meta formulates that cost per lead from the amount you put in to the impressions and clicks that resulted in the phone call. We're able to determine the return on investment on that one phone call, which in this example would be $2.
And how do you connect an actual sale back to an ad? How can you connect it, actual sale, back to the paid ad?
In real time, everything comes back to reporting. You're able to see exactly which call or which lead came from our campaign based off of attribution and the tracking metrics that we have in place to be able to determine that.
What kind of results have other ad companies had when working with Fastline Marketing Group?
We have different goals for each client that comes into Fastline Marketing Group. And with each goal, we gear those ads to try to hit them, whether it be weekly or monthly. And if it's brand awareness, we measure those with traffic. And if we see great traffic, we know the ads are doing very well. If it's leads or in-store visits or purchases, we're also able to gear those ads to be able to determine if the ad is performing well with the amount of volume that those metrics are getting.
How much of this do you handle versus me?
We handle the day-to-day management. Every so often, we'll need input or client feedback to make sure that we're actually doing exactly what they want the ad to do and target. But we handle all the day-to-day management, optimizations, shifting targeting, maybe testing new creative. We handle all of that.
As a customer, how much of my time is it going to take?
Very little. And that's why you come to us as the experts to handle everything else. Your input is what you want out of this and what your goals are, and we take care of the rest.
That's so nice. What if I just get a bunch of tire kickers and junk leads?
We optimize targeting and campaign settings to improve lead quality over time. When we first launch a campaign, we try to make it very tight to what the audience demographic you want to choose from. But if you are getting junk leads over time, that's the input that we receive, and we optimize off of that feedback that we get. And obviously make it tighter if we need to. Maybe we test different creative, maybe we test different geos of people who are going to be qualified to actually get to what your goal is.
What if the ads get rejected or something goes wrong?
We monitor the account and resolve any issues as they come up. We get notified immediately if an ad gets rejected. Therefore, we either look at why it was rejected to be able to comply with Facebook regulations, or we appeal it and then they start running the ad.